So let's continue the joy of painting. I believe that is a statement from Bob Ross. Yes. Today I have juice. I'm in desperate need of vegetable juice. Thanks to all those Christmas dinners and parties and stuff. I'm going to add a touch of extra color here in the background. These large Pentel water brush is working just great for these backgrounds. First I'm going to pick up the raw umber. Raw umber is already here, but I feel it can have a little bit more. Let's add some more water. So now I'm going to pick up a little bit of Payne's Grey just to I take pictures from my work in progress pictures, and these pictures really help me to see what needs to be done. So looking at one picture, I thought I saw that here this is working the dark spot, so I would like to intensify that. So I cleansed my brush and now I'm trying to smooth things out. And what I also saw is that over here I would love to add a touch of the phthalo green light. So let's put that in. First a touch of water. Then I'm picking up the phthalo green, putting that in. Today I am a bit dizzy, and I've had that several times over the last couple of days and last week also, and my family always tells me, girl, that's the weather. And a couple of family members know exactly when it's going to snow, when there is snowfall coming, because they get severe headaches and dizziness. And this dizziness that I'm experiencing right now, it's very weird. And two family members of mine experience exactly the same right now, and they are telling me this is the weather, snow is coming. And actually snow is coming. Okay, that's good. Now I would like to intensify the colors over here. The question is, which colors should I use? And I think I'm going for the forest green that I also used here in the background, and as a mixture for the spruce twigs. Let's use the angled brush. I've had a question in one of the comments on YouTube. Somebody asked me, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the traditional brushes or the water brushes? And here is the forest green, and the answer is it depends. If you heard that sound, that is fireworks. People are starting to no, there's another one going. Fireworks are very popular here in the Netherlands, especially with the youth, with the young kids. No, not the youngest kids. It's dangerous, of course, but people like it. Anyway, do I prefer? I prefer water brushes when I want to when I don't want to when I want to make myself easy, and that's most of the time. But when I want to do special work, I would definitely also use the original brushes. And this one, the Winsor & Newton Series 7, is absolutely amazing. Now it depends on what you want to do, if this brush is working, but I have to say this is my favorite so far. But this one is, I use it very, very often as well. So I cleanse the brush, adding a little bit of clean water, picking up the phthalo green light, and now adding that to this leaf. So we are mixing on the paper. It is today, 30th of December, and there's a lot that needs to be done before this one is finished tomorrow evening. Let's continue the work. Let's see. I was adding a touch of green to these lovely apples. So let's continue doing that. Picking up a touch of green and a little more. Oh, I'm making a noise. cleaning the brush a little bit, and then oh, this one is getting very green, but you can pick up excessive paint also. So let's move over to these. I will just add water to them. And I'm first going to add a touch of lemon yellow to brighten things up a little bit. And a little more of that phthalo green light. Christmas holidays are still going on here. And for us, my husband and I, that is always a time of spending time with family and friends. And yesterday we had a day spending with friends. We have a sort of tradition with a couple and their children to go hiking during the Christmas holidays, and we've been doing that for I think almost 20 years. Yes. Now I have to pick up a little bit of the green here. I'd like to add a touch of yellow here, lemon yellow. Now, yesterday the weather was not good at all. We had snowfall and well, it just wasn't very nice. Stormy weather, snowfall, no. Let's see, I'm going to pick up raw sienna to put that here. And you know, going out hiking with children in a snowstorm, that is not a good idea. So we decided to go to a museum in the city called Tilburg. And Tilburg is situated in a more southern part of the Netherlands, in a province called Brabant. And there is a museum dedicated to the beauty of nature. And I've never been there. It was absolutely beautiful. They had an exposition about wolves. You know, the wolves are on their way back to the Netherlands. I think they are already here. I don't think the wolves that were seen the last couple of years were just visitors from Germany. I think the wolf is back, I think so. Anyway, there was a wonderful exhibition. Let's look at this tiny twig. I'm going to use raw umber Just a touch of raw umber and then a touch of green. So this exhibition was beautiful. It looked very nice. Lots of information about wolves. But this was just one exhibition. They also had an exhibition about the Ice Age here in Europe, with woolly mammoths, ancient rhinos. There was a saber-toothed tiger, some sort of cave lion. Never knew there was a cave lion here. I'm going to pick up some extra burnt umber. Let's see, I think because we need a touch of shading. And then we went out for dinner in a town called Oosterwijk, and there they had this quite a big we call it kerststal. I'm searching for the words in English. A nativity. It's not a nativity play, but you know, there are statues with the baby Jesus and Joseph and Mary and an ox. They even had a squirrel. I didn't know there was a squirrel when baby Jesus was born, but obviously in Oosterwijk this is a touch of Windsor red. They like thinking that there was a squirrel too. Well, who knows? Now today, I think we are having quite a quiet day. That is to say, I have to paint my butt off in order to get this finished in time. I hope you still like the series. I already had a question of someone saying, hey, shouldn't you start a new channel, a watercolor channel? Where are the pencils? Where is your passion for pencils? Well, the passion for pencils is still there. And I'll get back to the pencils, I'll promise you. This is raw umber. And now I'm going to put in a touch of Payne's Grey. You know, I have been thinking for a while about the Passion for Pencils channel, where things will be going, how it will evolve. And it really feels like an adventure. And what I mean by that is that I don't know where things are going. I just keep walking. I just keep coloring, painting, enjoying the pencils and the paint. And then let's see where this is going. I have no idea. picking up a touch of the raw umber again. So, by just putting in those colors, this really looks nice. I really like it. Okay, let's go to the next here. As you can see, I am waiting for I'll keep the best for last, those things, the spruce stuff. I'm afraid of it. But hey, no guts, no glory. So, adding water to this. Let's start with a touch of the lemon yellow, and there is a touch of green in it because my pan of lemon yellow is a bit stained with green. That's okay, I accept that. Here is the phthalo green light. Let's put that in. And then a touch of raw sienna. Now this is all wet and wet. If you want to have a little more control on your paint, then you should wait until the paint that is already there is dry. But for a first layer this is okay. Oh, this is let's clean the brush and then add a touch of the lemon yellow. Touch of the phthalo green light. I've heard people say that watercolor is the most difficult medium you can think of for painting. They say other media are much easier. Well, I'm not so sure, but maybe they are right. This is raw umber, and now I made a mistake. I have raw umber here, but I should have add water to the paper first, but let's do it a little bit different then. More of the raw umber. What I find most difficult with, in general, when it comes to drawing and painting, is to give it the amount of time that it needs to evolve. And especially when there's a deadline, like with this one, or I feel that I should finish things earlier or faster, that is a problem for me. So I'm reminding me, don't ruin this painting because you want to go too fast in order to meet the deadline. Just do what you can. And then we'll see. But I have to be honest with you. It's difficult. Adding a touch of Payne's grey. Now the thing is, I'm sure things could go much faster if I had more experience. And I have to say also that this particular painting is giving me a lot of extra experience. And I really felt that I needed this. You know, I am recording the videos for the watercolor along, 12 paintings, and I felt I was lacking experience, and so I decided to do this Christmas wreath as an intermezzo to find the experience to finish the watercolor along better. And that is actually working. I'm learning so much now. Picking up Windsor Red, just a touch of it, mixing that in. Raw umber. I have to say the raw umber from this Sennelier series is not so strong. It is quite translucent, and there are times that I feel I want a stronger umber. I also have a warm sepia that is a little more stronger and more opaque. This is Payne's grey. Let's use that over here as well. Just a tiny touch. And let's take a step back. This is really working. So let's pick up a little more of the Windsor Red. Put that here as well. I know when the new year begins, many people think about New Year's resolutions, I believe you say in English. New Year's resolutions, they don't work for me. I do something different though. Twice a year, around this time, midwinter, and in summertime, I pick up my year planner, my agenda, and I look at what filled my days, and then I decide if there is stuff in there that I don't like and could get rid of. And if that is the case, I try to either get rid of it completely or diminish the hours. And sometimes that can be good things that I still want to discontinue. You know, it's that inner feeling that says, stop this and make room for something new. And making room for something new, that I really like doing that. And it can be very, very teeny tiny things. For example, because I work from home, I am at home all the time. And I tend to stay indoors all the time. Winds are red. So a couple of years ago, I decided to change my groceries routine. So not going to the grocery store once or twice a week. Oh, do you see that? We have a bleeder. So, not going to the grocery stores just once or twice a week and then pick up everything, although that, of course, is much more effective. But I wouldn't get out of the door, and I felt that's not healthy. I need to be outdoors and doing the groceries on my bike or just walking to the store. Now it takes me more time, but makes me feel much better. So I go out almost every day now, and that is just for my health. You know, being indoors all the time, that's just not healthy. Another thing that I changed years ago was that I discovered that my most happy time of teaching voice, how to sing, is on Saturday morning. Don't ask me why, but that is just the case. So I decided to lemon yellow. So I decided to start teaching on Saturday morning. And that's my happiest teaching moment of the week. It doesn't matter who I teach. It's just, it feels so good teaching on Saturday morning. So twice a year I take a look at my schedules and then I try to adjust things. A little bit of Payne's grey. So. Well, that looks much better. Now I think I want to make these apples or whatever it is to look a little bit more like an apple. This is paint grey, just put in a tiny, oh well, it's still wet of course. Let's do that here first. Just a tiny dot. Let's put in some dots over here. This looks a bit strong, but I can tone things down later. Now, the most scary part for me is the spruce stuff. I have a tiny bit of paper here and I'm going to do some practicing first to see what works best. I'm going to start with forest green, and this is a fine pentel brush. I'm just going to see what happens if I just do this. I have no idea if this will eventually give me the right results. Now let's add Payne's grey. I think this brush is not fine enough. Let's see. I think I should do it like this. Let's see if my Winsor & Newton Series 7 brush does a better job. Need more water. It sure does. Do you see that? That is so fine, such a fine line. What a difference, don't you think? Oh, you can do thicker lines, but you can also do these very thin lines. Now let's try my angled brush. It's difficult, more difficult, but you can do it, adding a touch of extra water. Oh. And I'm slowly finding my way. I'm going to make another one of this let's mix things. And then I will have to let things dry. Now I'm picking up the excessive paint, and then I will wait until it is dry, and then let's try again.